guys, we're Ian and Anna, and in today's video we're going to be sharing with you the ultimate 72-hour itinerary in Paris.
We did everything we could possibly imagine there, so we're really excited. So let's just jump right into day one. Anna, start us off.
Since you're just getting there maybe the night before, it's always good to ease in that morning, so you're going to want to go for a walk along the Seine with some sort of pastry or baguette. They take all of their pastries and baguettes very seriously. Get something like a pain au chocolat, maybe an eclair, or of course a delicious croissant. A little fun fact is that in Paris they take their baguettes so seriously that in 1993 they made it a law that the only ingredients that could be used to make a baguette are wheat flour, salt, yeast, and water. A
really cool fun fact is there's 10 billion baguettes consumed in France every single year. That means every person in France eats half a baguette every day. That sounds like a good life, especially when you go try it there.
Yeah, you really will see them like walking on the street with a baguette. Like, it's not a stereotype, it actually is a thing.
Eat as much bread and pastries as possible, and then that walk along the Seine is a great way to get started in the city. Right at the Eiffel Tower you could start and just walk up and down exploring on your own with a pastry and coffee. And right after your morning walk, you're gonna be heading to the Louvre right when it opens up at 9 a.m. This is the biggest museum in the entire world. It has about 38,000 pieces of artwork. Something crazy I learned is if you spend 30 seconds at each piece of artwork, it would take 5 months to walk and see everything. So it's absolutely massive. You could spend some time here. Would you recommend a tour?
No.
No.
No. We looked up exactly on YouTube which sections to go to see the pieces we wanted to see, like the Mona Lisa, the one from Milos.
This is called the Denon Wing. So all you do is right when you get there, you're gonna see the pyramids outside. It's really amazing architecture out there. But right when you get in, you're gonna go to the Denon Wing, and you, like Anna said, you have the Mona Lisa, winged victory of Samothrace, and even Napoleon's coronation. So this whole section has everything you need if you're not really that into art, but you wanna see the best of the best. So for Napoleon's coronation, this one was my favorite one because it was so big and very detailed, but the story behind it's pretty cool. Napoleon invited the Pope to bless him when he was becoming the emperor. And when the Pope came, he was about to put the crown on Napoleon, but Napoleon grabbed it from him and put it on himself. Disrespectful to the Pope. It was showing that the church had no control over him. We all know Napoleon, he was a crazy guy.
Yeah, and the victory of Samothrace is where Nike got their logo, the check.
Yes.
It's like the symbol of the wing.
It's really cool. It's right when you enter that wing. And then lastly, the Mona Lisa. This is what everyone goes to Paris to see.
That's my favorite story.
Then go.
All right, the Mona Lisa, you're like, why the heck is she famous? You go in there, it's very small. People are so disappointed half the time. I thought it was really cool. The reason it became famous is because it was stolen, and it was in newspapers all over the world. We're missing the Mona Lisa. It was in every newspaper, so it literally became famous for being stolen and lost, and then when it was returned or found, everyone knew who she was. That was it.
Be ready not to be like amazed by it. There's gonna be a long line. We waited for about 30 minutes. Some people have to wait much longer. You gotta see it. It's a quick thing.
I just think that throughout your entire life, you see the Mona Lisa through every single piece of entertainment. So seeing the original to me was really cool. I think people are just haters. Up next, you're gonna wanna get some lunch, and we recommend trying Chez Dumonet. It is one of my favorite restaurants in Paris, and the reason I love it so much is because it has really good beef bourguignon, which is like a beef stew, if you're not familiar with it. It's just really delicious, savory, and it's hard to get reservations there at night. So during the day, it isn't, and that's why we recommend just go in for lunch, maybe share a dish if you're not too hungry, and try a couple other things. Very French vibes, like authentic French vibes inside.
Beef bourguignon.
You've probably seen it in the movie Julia and Julia. It was made famous in that.
Julie and Julia.
Is it Julia and Julia?
It's okay, it's okay.
I'm so close. It was actually a good movie though. You should definitely watch that before coming. You'll really enjoy it even more, but this is a great lunch spot.
I also always say, like, before going to New York, one of my favorite parts of going to New York City is like seeing all the things you see in movies.
Yes.
So it's so fun if you don't watch Emily in Paris, or if you haven't ever seen Midnight in Paris, just like some Parisian movies, or American Parisian movies.
To pump you up. And after Chez Dumonet, if you have the energy, you can go visit Montmartre, which is the art district of Paris. It has some of the most beautiful architecture over here, winding cobblestone streets. They actually have the most beautiful street in all of Paris here, which has a great view of the Basilica up top. This is where a lot of famous artists have worked or lived, like Pablo Picasso, Van Gogh, Monet, and even Ernest Hemingway.
And while you're out that way, you might as well go to Sacré-Cœur Basilica, and it has the best view, one of the best views in Paris.
Yeah, it's the tallest point in Paris, so it has amazing views from above there.
What we really recommend doing the first day at night is going to the Eiffel Tower at sunset. You can scan this QR code right here to get the skip the line pass, and this really does help move you up to the top a bit faster because you don't have to wait in line to buy your ticket. What I love about visiting the Eiffel Tower at sunset, because usually I'm not a fan of these like super touristy things, but what's so special about it is you get to see the sunset, you look down, you see people getting engaged because there's like the little grass area, and then you go from day to night. So you get to like be up there when the Eiffel Tower starts sparkling.
Yes.
And it's just magical. Like I was like, oh, I don't really want to go. There's gonna be so many people, and then I was like crying.
Yeah, it's a romantic spot. It's an unbelievable moment when it starts sparkling because everyone's cheering all around Paris.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go again.
I know. And for those that you don't know, it does sparkle right after sunset at the top of every hour for 5 minutes. For example, if the sun sets at 7:45 p.m., it'll start sparkling at 8 p.m. for 5 minutes straight until 8:05, and then it will start sparkling again at 9 p.m.
But it's always lit. It just
Yes.
doesn't glitter.
Yeah, it's all about the glitter. Starting day 2 in Paris, you are going to be heading to Versailles right when it opens up. This is going to be one of the best parts of your trip. It was one of our favorite parts and definitely blew me away. It is over 2,000 acres, so that's double the size of Central Park. And I actually recommend getting a tour guide for the first 2 hours. We're gonna have one right here. She was awesome. The whole tour company's awesome. And they'll take you around the grounds, explain all the history surrounding this palace, and then afterwards they're gonna drop you off in the gardens. It's a whole nother experience, which we loved.
Yeah, the gardens. I didn't know that it was twice as big as Central Park.
Yeah, it goes on forever.
That's insanity. Oh my gosh, Central Park is huge. But no, there's so much to do on the grounds itself. Like you could literally spend an entire day there. So if you love to be outdoorsy and aren't particularly like a city person, this is the spot for you because you can bike, you can go rowboating. People are just chilling in the grass, having romantic picnics, having ice cream. So there's plenty to do, and it's stunning.
Oh my
You
gosh.
can get lost there.
No, the rooms inside the palace are the most well-decorated rooms I've ever seen in my life, and it's the real deal. There's 2,000 rooms, that's why you're gonna want a tour guide. This is where the Treaty of Versailles was signed to end World War I. This is where Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI were dragged out and killed during the French Revolution.
I love the Hall of Mirrors too, that's really cool.
Yeah, and to get there, it is about 22 kilometers or 13.5 miles outside of Paris. So it could take you 45 minutes if you're gonna do an Uber, and then it'll take you over an hour if you're gonna do the train.
The train was super easy, but I think the reason we opted for the Uber there was because we just wanted to get there early.
Yeah.
And we were nervous we didn't understand the train, but we were like, oh, on the way back we'll have more time to like understand. So that's always a good way to do it. After Versailles, if you decide to do the half day, you're gonna wanna get dropped off at Notre Dame Cathedral, which was not open, sadly.
Yeah.
Every time we've been in Paris the last few times because it caught fire, but it is now open. I don't know if you should do a tour there. I'm guessing it would be really cool, but if not, you could probably just go walk in and see what it's like. Just going out to the outside of that area, it's a really, really cute spot. There's a bookstore that's in the movie Midnight in Paris. Yeah. And then outside the Notre Dame Cathedral, there's a lot of street performers, and they're really talented. We saw dancers and some musical performers before, and it's just kind of like a vibe.
Yeah, and it's a very central location where you can walk around to different parts of Paris. It's right along the Seine, and this Notre Dame Cathedral is right next to the Latin Quarter, which is a famous spot for tourists to stay. So there's a bunch of restaurants if you want to grab lunch after Versailles and just hang around that area. You can't really go wrong.
And to end your night, we recommend doing a dinner cruise on the Seine. You basically go past all 7 iconic landmarks like the Louvre, Notre Dame, Eiffel Tower, right? It's
yeah,
7?
and even a tiny Statue of Liberty.
Yes, that one blew my mind. I don't know why I didn't know that was there, but it was so cool. And of course, you're gonna see the Eiffel Tower sparkling. They have really delicious food because sometimes dinner cruises can be hit or miss, and I thought it was really good. Yeah.
Champagne and wine are included with some of the tickets that you can buy.
Yeah, there's different level of the tickets. I think we got the best one. Also, when you're going along the Seine, you will see a group of locals dancing at night. And so what I would do if I could go back, get off the boat, find that little group, and go dance, like, because there's just couples dancing along the river. It's really cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
it's a 3-hour dinner cruise. They got live musicians. They have decks on both sides of the boat that you can go out and take pictures and chill out. It starts at 8:30 p.m. So during summertime, it's awesome because it's sunset time. And then it turns into nighttime, so you get to see the city light up. We've done it twice so far and loved it every single time, and I could not recommend this enough, especially if you only have like 24 hours in Paris, even better, because you get to see all the sights, get to have the music, the food, the vibes.
That's a good point.
Yeah, all in one night. So definitely scan the QR code on the screen right here to do this exact same cruise, because they kill it.
Now, Ian and I, we're 28 now. You are 28, haha. So we like kind of stopped going out as we got a little older. But if you are a partier and you've got some good recs on where to go out after dinner, leave them in the comments below because I'm sure somebody wants to know that.
Yes, and we want to make these videos more of a conversation between travelers all over the world, telling us like their favorite restaurants, favorite things to do. I know not everyone is the same, so we want to go down there in the comments, leave all your recs, and we're definitely going to create a big community here of travelers that just want to have the best time. Like Anna said, where is the best party spot in Paris for you partiers out there?
They're going to be like, just grab a bottle along the river.
True.
I love the Europeans do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a thing, it's much here. So on day 3, we suggest along your trip the first 2 days to have your phone out whenever you see something interesting and Google pin it. And what you can do is collect all these spots over time as you're exploring the city and leave that for your last day. So if there's anything you saw, this is the day to go hit that up. If you didn't get to Montmartre on day 1, put that for day 3. And then also, of course, my favorite thing we did is so simple, but have a picnic at the Eiffel Tower. I'm so basic in Paris, like it's just so romantic. We went and grabbed cheese and berries and bread, and it was just like yummy and fun. And there was a group of high schoolers DJing.
Oh my God.
And smoking cigs, and I was just like, what is your life? And like, what? But it was so fun.
Yeah, there's a huge park right at the Eiffel Tower.
We'll have the name right here.
Yeah, so pick up some baguettes, some berries, some pastries, and head out there with a picnic blanket.
But if you're just over the Eiffel Tower, you're like, Anna, come on, we've seen it like 100 times. It's no big deal. There's the Luxembourg Gardens, which are so stunning. It just is a royal area that's very lush and beautiful. So you can also head that way. It's about a 15-minute drive from the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, and then a great way to end off your time in Paris is do a little bit of shopping on Champs-Élysées. This is the shopping street that just leads all the way up to the Arc de Triomphe. So this is a great way to spend a couple hours just looking at every store possible because they have it all.
Oh, you also have to get a macaron. You have to get a macaron from Louvre. Oh my gosh, the Marie Antoinette one.
Oh, really good. It's like
really good.
It's tea flavored. It's this blue tea flavored one.
This is like my favorite macaron spot in the world. They have expanded, like you can get them in New York and stuff, but they originated in Paris. So definitely go there. And the one in Paris on Champs-Élysées is really cute. You can also go there for lunch or have tea.
Yeah.
If you're still into the viewpoints, sunset.
Yeah. One that no one really knows of is the Arc de Triomphe. You could actually go to the rooftop to get some of the best views of Paris. You get the Eiffel Tower up close. You get all these streets winding around, you know, that big circle around the Arc is really cool. We've actually driven on a motorbike around it. Pretty sketchy, gonna be honest. But it's doable if you're into riding motorbikes. We highly recommend it. But yeah, go to the Arc de Triomphe to end your night because this is a celebratory arc that was for the French Revolution. It's an iconic landmark in Paris and something you definitely need to see. But that is all? That's all we got?
No, that's not all.
What is it?
People have this whole notion that Parisians are mean, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like some of the most helpful, like remember when we couldn't get our bike lock and they literally spent 30 minutes trying to help us. There's like 4 people.
Oh my gosh.
So nice.
Or Mahmoud inviting us into his bakery to teach us how to make baguettes. These people are so kind. And Paris is like any other city. It's gonna be a little dirty. There's gonna be some graffiti, but nonetheless, it is by far top 5 city I've ever been to. It's always a good time and I cannot wait for you to experience it.
Also, try traveling on shoulder seasons between April and May and September and October because the summer can be hot and crowded.
Yes, great tips all around. I feel like we did a good job. Like and subscribe this video and leave a comment of your own. It helps us push out these videos to other travelers just like you.
And if you're interested in more of our day-to-day lives, head to our Instagram. where we're super fun.
We're gonna have a ton of these videos coming up to help you guys travel, so be ready for the next one. See ya!
Woo-hoo.